I don't have time for exercise. That's what most of us keep telling ourselves. Well, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start next day. I just don't have time. Well, guess what? If you keep telling yourself, to your mind, to your brain, you just don't have time, that brain is going to go, well, you don't have time for it? I'm not going to help you, buddy, either. So you go figure it out. As long as you keep doing that, nothing is going to happen. Frank Hugh, associate professor from Harvard, says that the exercise is the only thing that's the closest to magic bullet. Believe it or not, exercise can basically have, it does have so many huge benefits. The exercise can prevent heart disease. Exercise can prevent strokes, diabetes, and many kinds of cancer, believe it or not. Also, it will improve your brain. It will improve your blood flow. It will certainly keep you at the level with the weight where you want to be. And it will give you a ton of energy if you do it in the morning, regardless what time you do it. But I prefer, and I believe our body is built to do it early morning so that it gives you energy throughout the day. To implement a new exercise routine, you truly need to have a huge why. What's the reason? Why would you exercise? Well, you could have positive motivation, such as huge reason why do it. So, good reason could be to live longer, to be around your family longer, to be around when your, kids and grandchildren are still around, and so on, so that you can play with them. However, if you cannot find a good positive motivation, there's also something called negative motivation. So what would that be? Well, think about it. What would happen if I don't exercise? Now you're going to come up with the reasons for negative motivation. Well, I'm going to gain weight. I'm not going to feel good. I might get sick more often. I may not be around to see my family, my kids, my grandchildren growing up. I'm not going to have enough energy. I can't stay up longer because I'll be tired, and so on. So if the positive motivation doesn't work for you, well, then come up with some negative motivation. A couple of things you need to do in order to start this habit. Schedule it. That is truly important. Just by saying I'm going to exercise a couple days a week, it doesn't help. What you have to do is you have to schedule the exercise. So there might be 5 days a week, then decide what time. So for me it was 5 a.m. Then decide how long. Well, for me it was 20 minutes. Now, that's how you're going to plan it, right? So you're going to schedule the exercise. But if you have not exercised before, saying that you're going to start tomorrow 20 minutes every day, chances are you may not be able to do it. Why? Because you need to establish that habit. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to schedule it for a minute or 2 minutes in the beginning. You're also going to break it down into smaller tasks. Now, remember we get dopamine when we feel good? And how do we make this to feel good? Well, let's start planning. So, we create a schedule. We say we're going to do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday through Friday. It's 5 days a week, 5 a.m. We're going to do it for 20 minutes, but we know we can't start with 20 minutes. It's way too long. Well, let's break it down into smaller tasks. First task, let's prepare the running shoes. So take the shoes out of the closet, wherever you keep it, put it next to your bed. Bingo, you just accomplished one task. Be happy just with that. You're going to get some dopamine, you feel better. Next day, you are going to just put your running shoes on, and that will be it. Bingo, you got your shoes on, you got a little dopamine, you feel good. The next day, you're gonna, again, keep your running shoes by the bed, get up, put your running shoes on, and just go, if you do the exercise in the basement, just go to the basement and look at the treadmill for a minute. It will feel good. You completed the exercise, your rather smaller task. exercise or looking at the treadmill for 1 minute. The next day, put your shoes on again, go to your basement or wherever you want to do the exercise, and then maybe run for minutes. The next day, run for 2 minutes, and so on. So every day you need to build this up little by little. For most of us, this is how we can create the exercise routine. Also, if need be, do like what Sean Aker did. He even went so far as he was sleeping in his running clothes. So basically, just to make it easier for himself to start exercising as soon as he gets up, he was sleeping in his running clothes. So anything that you can do to break it down into smaller tasks, start small, start exercising minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, make sure it's a schedule. In the beginning, is not going to be an easy, but you got to make a commitment. You got to get it started. I guarantee that based on the research, you will get a ton of improvements. And based on my life, I know how many improvements, how much happier, how much I improved my well-being, how much more energy I have throughout the day. Ton of things that help me in my life. So let's start doing exercising tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, take a piece of paper, write it down when you're going to do that. Have fun.